It's June 10th, 2003. Evanescence is topping the charts around the world with their song Bring Me to Life. And we learn that Janice Dickinson would advise Shannon to remove some of her teeth. This is part of Naked Fashion. Hello you guys, welcome to the fourth episode of Pod But Make It Fashion. I am Sander.
And I'm Dennis.
And we are going to talk today about the fourth episode of Cycle 1 of America's Next Top Model, the girl who drives everyone crazy.
Who's that going to be?
Uh-oh, we're not going to spoil it yet for you.
You're going to notice it, probably.
Oh yes, you will see when we talk about it who's it about. The episode starts with our own John Silverman, the personal trainer, coming in to get the girls to get to work, to work out.
They're going to go for... And do you know what the best part is about that workout? It's so old. They still work with the steps. when I saw the steps that they had to go up, I was like, oh my God, this is so 2000.
That's how you work out in the early 2000s. Yes,
yeah.
The early zeros. And we see, there's nothing really special about that episode, only that John Silverman really likes Adrianne and the fact that she's there while having a food poisoning drama.
She's fighting, she's working.
Oh yeah, she's working, that girl. She is. And we see Giselle talking about the day before that. And I have to say about Giselle, I don't know how you felt about it, Dennis, but the whole episode, and I think the whole season already, they are talking about how insecure Giselle is and you have to start loving yourself. I never see her being super insecure, do you? Where does that come from?
To be fair, I did see the last episode because, we get to that later on when we go to the shoot and everything. You kind of notice it. And also, I think in the way she behaves during this episode is that she... It's like she's putting on a face in a way. It's not very big, but I understand where they're coming from.
Okay. Well, then I want to hear later what your thoughts on that are. And we see Ebony talking about her skin, and she talks less judging. They were, complaining about her bad skin. And I have a little inside thing. What I read last week, Dennis, what I heard last week, and also listeners, is apparently during that judging from last week when they talked about Ebony and how bad her skin was, Janice apparently turned around looking at the blue curtain wall and saying, I don't want to be part of this, blah, blah, blah. So really that she apparently behind the scenes, that's what Ebony said in a live chat, that Janice felt awkward about talking about it. So maybe she was sticking up to Ebony or she just didn't want to go there. I don't know. But apparently there was something going on.
Maybe she had personal issues with her skin. Maybe.
A lot of things. Janice,
find out, people.
Tell us what was going on with you back then. Okay. The next day, or maybe the same day, we have no idea how the days go in this season. They go to acting school, one of the biggest acting schools in New York, and they have acting lessons by...
It's the biggest acting school in New York, and the room was so small. The room is it's hilarious. I think it was like a theater for 20 people who could sit there in the chairs.
I think so.
But
it's
the biggest one in New York.
Yes. And they had lessons from a very nice woman.
Yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce her name because I didn't pay attention when Tyra introduced her, but I wrote down Alice Spivak. Spivak. Alice Spivak. Yeah, Alice Spivak. And Tyra told, we're not going to be actresses, but being a model, you have to incorporate things into, you are a little bit of a still movie actress.
Yeah.
And obviously, they had acting lessons. And,
to be fair, this whole part, I was like, okay, looked good, and next.
And then, only thing that I noticed is the dress or the outfit that Robin was wearing. She looks like she's a 60-year-old secretary with a black blazer with a white shirt underneath with a big... it looks very girl, you have no idea how to dress as a model, Robin.
It was, yeah.
You look like a very conservative mother.
It was
in the 50s.
Yeah, it was like a look, but not a look for that moment per se.
No, it's a look that's never a look. Maybe when you want to be the president of the United States.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you intentionally go that way, but I don't think she was intentionally going that way, or at least that did not come across.
She needs some tips.
To be fair, this shot we're talking about, it was about 2 seconds in this whole clip. So you can imagine how interesting this whole acting thing was, because I think it was for 5 minutes, and we're talking for like already a minute about Robin's outfit that was for 2 seconds a shot. But okay.
But talking about Robin's outfit for the last time, it was an improvement from the flower on the head from last week.
Oh dear Lord, yes.
Thank you, Robin. You are improving on your looks, but you're not there yet. That evening, our lovely Miss J. Alexander comes over to the house, having some walking lessons and some booty shaking lessons. That's all I wrote down.
Ka-donk-a-donk.
Ka-donk-a-donk.
No, do you know what I find hilarious? Because this episode, ladies and gents, is going to be a very greasy episode.
It is, literally.
Because Miss J touches our lovely Ebony, and he's like, "Girl, are you ready to go fry?"
he stuck to her skin. It was too greasy.
It's hilarious. But this greasy thing is going to be a running thing through this whole episode. But what I find hilarious is that they had like a ka-donk, which like a booty shaking. I think maybe it was like the early twerking, but they didn't call it twerking then. But
it was not twerking yet.
Because
there was no twerking,
the badonk-a-donk, that's your behind.
Oh.
So, and it was a ka-donk, if I pronounce it right.
So we saw today where twerking came from. The origin of twerking.
It started sequel 1, America's Next Top Model. Cycle.
At the sequel. It started today, somewhere in June or May 2003. The twerking became famous by Adrianne Curry and Elise and all the other models.
Yes, and the winner, Kessie, and I don't know
she
which.
Can dance.
Yeah, but you know what's
Sexy
really
girl.
hilarious? I think it was Elise or Adrianne. I can't remember who was talking about it. They were like, okay, the girl's Christian and stuff, but she's shaking a booty and dancing like she's a slut or whatever, and and she wins the competition. It's funny. Yeah. It's funny.
It was funny. It was a nice evening. I think it's always fun to have Miss J around. I love Miss J.
Yes.
I love him. I think he's still my favorite. She is my favorite person from America's Next Top Model ever. As like someone from the judging panel, like one of the consistent people. I really like Miss J. Always nice. Next day, they have like a little acting challenge. Alice Spivak comes over again. And this was a clear setup, when you ask me.
No, but you know what I find hilarious? Because to be fair, I didn't really, maybe it was a set. I know where you're going. Yeah. We'll do that later. First. But no, do your thing first, because I have something
what I thought, because it was like, girls, you're at 7 now. We're going to have a little acting challenge here. The winner is going to a spa. Well, she's not going to a spa because the spa comes to them. And she can choose 2 friends. I already was thinking, like, let me guess. One of the 3... Christian girls, if I have to say that, will win. So the other 4 can complain. So it will be a division in the house. And yes, to be fair, one of the Christians won. We will talk about it later. And it made it brought a division in the house. But to be fair,
that's all. I think the division has already been there. But I think that's television. That's hilarious. That's just the way television works. But no, what I find hilarious is that the woman. Pronounce her name again.
Alice Spivak.
Well, that woman, we love you wherever you are.
Alice Spivak.
I hope you're doing well. But she was like explaining, and then
she's like 90 now.
Then they go into Adrianne. She's sitting there with like a hoodie. No, not a hoodie. She has like a thing on her head, like a scarf, like a button on her head.
Like what the Backstreet Boys used to wear back in the days. Yeah.
And she has sunglasses on. I'm like, girl, how disrespectful can you be? Just like sitting there with your sunglasses like,
hey, Alice.
Okay, yeah. Okay, love it. Love you, Adrianne.
I really like her.
You be you. You do good.
You do good. But the acting challenge, Kessie, you are a really over-the-top actress.
She was good.
Not at the acting challenge at the house. You watch too many over-the-top soap operas like Days of Our Lives and As the World Turns, because back then As the World Turns was still on.
No, but I did notice. What I also noticed when they had to zoom in on everyone is that you can tell that Cassie and Shannon are wearing hair extensions. Like, you can tell. You can see like their normal hair, it curls up around their chins, and then it just goes straight down from there. And I'm like,
it doesn't even look like extensions the way how it looks now. It looks like clip-ons, like underneath the hair. Like,
but that's how they used to do.
Yeah,
extensions.
but like the clip-ons you can buy for like
that's how they do extension. Do you know what the difference is between clip-ons and extensions, like professionally done? Clip-ons you can take them in and out, and professional ones they sew them in. But it's exactly the same thing.
Oh,
see, you learn something every day.
Thanks, Dennis. Oh, thank you. But Robin won the challenge, the acting challenge. To be fair, I think she was the best.
Yes, she was good.
She was very dramatic, but in a good way. And I think Elise was very natural.
Yes.
Which I didn't think at the actual CoverGirl commercial. CoverGirl. It's not CoverGirl yet. At the actual commercial, she was not that good. But here, she was very good.
No.
Then the cleaning started. Oh, sorry.
What I also have, it's so annoying. It's because I have something against Robin. I'm sorry, girl. And that's what, like, she did very good in the acting challenge. But I was like, because I don't like you, like... you give me a vibe when you're acting where I'm like, it's to me, it's not sincere. It's like, I know I'm good. It's like there's something.
Oh,
yeah,
I don't have one girl this season, this cycle. What I have really something against. Normally, there's always someone I'm like, I'm annoyed by that person. I understand, of course, where you come from with Robin, but still, I like because the rest is aware of how she is. You know, like I like hearing Adrianne talk about, there's the Robin again, or I like hearing Elise talk about her, or gossiping about her. It's a funny character in the show, but no, we don't agree.
She makes good television. I agree with that, but it feels like
they need Robin for this show.
It feels like she's like the way she's acting was like she's doing it like, I know I'm good. I'm too good for you. Like it feels like she's too good. That's how it comes across, and that's where I'm like, I don't like it anymore because it feels like you're doing too good. Whereas when she's being judged, then I'm like, now I get to see like a vulnerable Robin, and it's not like you have to be vulnerable all the time, but it's like she's putting on a face in a way, or like a mask to protect herself, and that's what I don't like.
Yeah. While you were talking, I was reading through my own notes. So sorry, I will listen it back on the podcast. Sorry. Well, she won, and the other 4 girls who were not picked by Robin or didn't win herself, they had to clean the house. And there was like a drama.
Who did she pick? The other Christian girls. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah. Their production, well done. Clap, clap, clap. Applause. So Giselle, Ebony, Adrianne, and Elise had to clean the house. Apparently, Giselle didn't do anything, but I'm not really sure if that's really true or that they milked that.
I think they probably made it a little bit worse than it was, but I still think she wasn't that active.
Yeah. Which is maybe rude, but I would also be like, oh my God, I have to clean now. And maybe she lay on the couch for 5 minutes and it made it look like she laid on the couch for like 1 hour.
Know.
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
Or let us know. Maybe we will. Ebony is intense. Because Ebony was...
No. We have to go a little bit back.
I skip now. You tell me, because you paid more attention.
It's hilarious, this part, because Giselle, you're a smart girl. She went to so the Christian girls, Robin, Shannon, and Cassie, they get all the massage and their nails done and everything. And they do that inside the house. So Giselle goes there, and she's like to the guys, hey, if you have a minute, can you maybe just when I'm standing, just do a little bit quick, like my back, and maybe...
my back hurts.
And the guys, they're like, oh, fine. And then Ebony sees that or something like that, and she gets mad about it. But the funny thing is, that's how the discussion starts between them. So Ebony and Giselle get into a discussion, and... I find it very funny that Giselle did that. To be fair, I do agree with Ebony that it's like, girl, you're supposed to be cleaning. This is not what we're supposed to be doing. But then, because Ebony gets so intense, she doesn't let Giselle talk. It's just like, I'm going to say this, you have to listen, and then she kind of walks away. And it comes to a point where you're like, Ebony, you're kind of like digging your own hole right now because this is a Dutch expression.
There you go again with your digging your hole.
No.
You said that before.
Okay, this is a
Dutch.
You're setting yourself up a little bit because the way that Ebony, when she gets mad about something, it's not open anymore to like changing her mind or like open to criticism. So she has to say her thing, and then it's done. It's just wrong, and then she just walks away.
And that's the thing with it. I already forgot what Ebony was mad about because it made sense. You can be annoyed with that. Maybe I would be as well, and you can say that. But because of the way she acts, I was already like, what is exactly your problem? Yeah. So then I immediately picked sides of Giselle. And what I really liked about Giselle is that it was very sweet, but it's like it doesn't make that much sense. She said like, but... Ebony, you're my roommate, and I can't handle stress with my roommates. We have to get along. And they're like, yeah, but that's not the point. Ebony only shows what she's annoyed about, so you can say something about that, But I think Giselle handled it quite chill when they were talking. You're so immature. You're only 18. I would be screaming back. So Giselle was like, oh,
I think she already understood like. Ebony is very into her emotion right now, so I'm gonna play with that. I think she was like, I'm just gonna let her scream, and then I'll be
the bigger person.
Yes, and then it looks like she's the bigger person, but actually she started the thing. But it was good television.
But to be fair, Giselle did nothing to Ebony. She did something that annoyed Ebony, but she didn't do anything that hurt Ebony or something. So I would be like, Ebony, get over it. But I don't know.
Yeah, but that's Ebony, your thing. Like, it's intense.
Then, I don't know if it's the same day or the next day.
I think it's the same evening, actually.
Yeah, I think production was like, hey, let's put some more drama in the house and let's invite Ebony's girlfriend, Ka. To be fair, I listened to oh my gosh, it looks like my life is listening to other people talking about America's Next Top Model. But I listened to a live chat between Adrianne and Shannon, who are apparently now very good friends, or they are very close.
Okay.
And there, Shannon said, because she said something about homosexuality is a sin.
Robin says that.
Yeah, but Shannon also said something about it.
It's not in the Bible.
It's a sin, it's not in the Bible. But apparently what Shannon said in the live chat is that she said after that something like, yeah, but I also have a sin in my, I also do sinny things. I don't know. Sinful things. And that they cut that out to make it a little bit worse, because apparently Shannon did approve of Ka, and she did say hi to her, but it looked now like Shannon and Robin hid in the room, and apparently, I can't speak for Robin, because Shannon, I don't know, but Shannon herself said, like, we did introduce ourselves to her, but they cut that out. They made it a little bit bigger.
Ooh, sneaky.
But I'm not sure if that's true, because maybe Shannon wants to defend herself, but apparently this is what is a behind-the-scenes gossip thing, because now it looks super awkward.
Yeah, it was like, in my opinion, because I don't know the backstage stories, I thought it was just mean. I was like, because it was very sweet of Ebony, like, is it okay if my girlfriend comes over? And she asked that to the Christian people because, for them it's a big thing. But then you get this vibe like, yeah, it's okay, but I'm kind of not okay with it, and it just irked me.
Yeah, it was a little bit harsh. Yeah, I think if I would say to someone, can my boyfriend come over, and they would say no because it's my boyfriend and not my girlfriend, I would feel hurt. Yeah, I would. If they say like, no, I don't want anyone over in general, then I would be like, okay, fair enough. But if it's because you're gay or whatever you are, I would get like, what? Really? Oh, I only ask it out of politeness, but I wouldn't expect like a no from it. So it was very painful. But I think Emily dealt with it very well.
Do you know what I actually find way more painful? That she had to ask.
Yeah.
Because she didn't have to ask because she wanted someone to come over. She had to ask because it was her girlfriend coming over.
True.
So I think nowadays that wouldn't happen anymore. But that's just, to me, it's very sad. But also on a positive note, it's very nice to see that where we came from, that how much in the world we have grown, like, for stuff like that.
That's true. And I don't know if they are still together, but they looked super cute together.
Yes,
Ka
really
and
cute.
Ebony.
Like braiding her hair and everything. It was really cute.
They were a cute match. They're a cute match. Okay, going to the next day, right?
We're going to the shoot.
The shoot, and it's not a shoot, not a photo shoot, but a commercial shoot.
And can I say something? The first thing, I just have to get it out. They got choreography for the shoot, which was basically taking 4 steps. You don't call that choreography. Well, officially you call that, but it was like, yeah, we got a choreographer for you guys and blah, blah. And I was like, you're making such a big thing about this choreography. Well, basically it was just turning around, walking 4 steps. Officially, I know it's called choreography, but don't make it into a big thing because...
True. And take this from Dennis, because Dennis, I don't want to brag about you, but Dennis is a professional dancer.
I used to be. I just teach.
Now he teaches, but you're a dancer.
I know my stuff.
And I was back in the day a professional musical actor. So this was our niche episode. We could like, oh my god, that's bad acting, that's bad dancing, and we can say because we did it for our.
It's hilarious.
We got paid to do it back in the day. Now it sounds like we are 50, but we're not. Okay, well,
who were your favorites? Who were your favorites?
Then I have to flip my page because there I wrote it down. My favorite actually was Giselle. And you know why?
Me too.
Me too. When I looked at her, because it was a very cliche commercial like color is power. Color is emotion. I felt like how Elise felt. Like, what the fuck? What the peep am I doing? No rating. But Giselle looked like she was filming. She was like flipping her hair. Like she's filming the opening credits of Esther Turns. You know, like the soap opera opening credits. She looked the part the most, in my opinion.
I think during the shoot, when we saw that part, I was like, Giselle, it looks really good. And also because the director of the shoot was very positive about her.
Was he? I don't remember.
During the shoot, he was very positive about her. Okay. And I also thought that Kessie was also very good. She had a very natural thing, like kind of like the girl next door. Well, she doesn't have the girl next door look, but because it was very open and very sweet. And I also thought Robin was very good, but again, no, I thought she was good, but again, the problem with me is for me is like when I'm watching her, I'm just like, girl, you like. I don't know.
With Robin, I think she was good because she did everything that was asked of her, and I think she's very natural at showing herself. She's not awkward, blah, blah. But then with the wink and the turn, it's like a pageant commercial that was made in the 80s. Like, hey, girl, with a hand on the hip. It was, I think when she would do it in like a later cycle, Tyra would be like, this is not okay in this time of age. But back then, maybe they were not sure what they are looking for. But Robin, you look like you are someone who teaches you how to be a model instead of being a model.
It's funny that you say that because I actually think because she comes from like pageantry and stuff like that, and you have to be like that when you're doing pageantry. Like you're being told how to do, and I think because that's her background. So yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. Maybe that's the thing that irks me.
But then she should have signed up for America's Next Top Pageant Girl. There she would win.
She's trying new things.
That's true. But she should get out of her comfort zone. I think when there would be a super high fashion shoot, she wouldn't look that good for it because she's too pageantry. But we'll see. We'll get to that later also in judging because Janice is also over that. Very harsh because Adrianne did something wrong with saying, I don't know what word, color, but then in her passion. Oh yeah, passion. And then in her Chicago accent, and then she did, and she asked to the director, am I doing it right now? And the director's like, you're consistent, but consistently bad.
It was even better because she was like, okay, you have one more take, the last one to do it right. And she did it, and she was like, how was it? Well, you're consistent. That was a read.
That director, his name is Lauren Haynes, was spilling the tea.
Yes, he was on it.
Oh, yeah? Yes, ma'am, to say it in Robin's words. Anything else about the commercial shoot?
It was all good.
All good. We go to the judging. We're back in the hotel room. And my God, Tyra's hair.
That is just like...
It looked like you just woke up,
girl. A blow dryer exploded. But you know what?
It was very...
But
very
you know
much.
what the thing is? I think because Tyra is very famous for like her forehead.
Well, she wasn't back then because...
No. But that was her thing as a model. Like she was...
Okay,
and
the five head.
As you can see that it's like... I don't know if it's like if a part of her hairline is like reduced or something like that, or her weave is pulled back a little bit more. I have no idea.
Maybe it fell off almost.
Yeah, but it's in my opinion, even back then, like right now, I'm like, girl, what were you doing? But even back then, I remember when I was younger, I was looking at that and I was like, huh? Why? But I think it was to make her head look even, like her forehead make even, whoa, this is not a sentence, to make her forehead look even bigger. But I'm like, yeah, it looks like a blow dryer exploded on her. Yeah, it's
and we hold you accountable, Mr. J, because apparently he was still her stylist. He was
for her hair as well.
Oh no, that's makeup, right? Oh, well, maybe he did everything.
Maybe J Manuel did it.
I mean, Mr. J, Mr. J Manuel.
I thought you meant Miss J.
No, not Miss J. I want to know who can we hold accountable for Tyra's hair mess today?
Who can we hold accountable for? Tyra. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Love
20
you.
years later.
No, but it's funny because when she's like doing the backstage things. Well, no, how do you call it when you just look at her and she's talking about what's going to happen?
Oh, like the confessionals.
Yes, the confessional. Thank you. So then she has like nice straight hair. She has like a hat on. She has like a little bang coming from underneath. And yeah, that looks good.
One of the two looks is good. I know what you mean with the hat, which is very, very 2020, 21 almost. But there's also a look where she has also the hair back. And then with like her pink, she has like a pink leather jacket on in the confessional as well. And there is like her hair is like, yeah. It's too bad it's a podcast because I made it look very Tyra-esque, but I don't know. It's
exploded
like
to the back.
It's exploded to the back. It looks weird.
I can't remember
like that your wig is falling off backwards.
Like
But who cares? We go to the commercial because they show the finishing product.
Yeah.
The commercial. Well, I really liked the oh my god, I don't know how to say this. I really liked the director, but how it was shot, I'm like, it looked very amateur-like.
I thought
commercial.
It was nice. Well, I think also if there was a day in between, like if it's an actual commercial, they're gonna like redo it, cut and paste a little bit more. Well, not cut and paste, but like how do you call that? Like retouching, stuff like that.
Just make it look better.
But I thought it looked pretty nice.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. We can. You have a
We
fan,
don't.
Lauren.
We don't agree.
Agree. We don't. And then they had a little task where they had to talk about water.
They had to do like the whole
buy water from us because it's good for your skin. I don't know what they had to say. And Ebony was a hot mess with the water.
Yeah, but I don't know why they had to do it. Like to me, it was like, okay, you want something to happen, but I don't know.
Because this was not like motherless. It was more like you were like a news reader, like a news reporter. Water is good for your skin. Blah blah blah. But it was like, okay, whatever. Yeah. I think if you would have done bad there, that would not be like, oh, and now we sent you home. It was not that important. Yeah. But after that, Janice says to Shannon.
Oh my God, can I say one thing first? Sorry.
Yeah.
Janice, you are on fire during this judging. I agree with everything that you say.
Me too. But
I love you.
But what I like about Janice in this season is because we know how she will become a little bit problematic in later seasons. She is straight to the point, but not like
in a mean way.
Not in a mean way, and it's not like hurtful. Because I remember we will get to that in like 5 million years when we get to the 6th cycle. She's very mean to a girl, and I remember that very vividly. That she's like bullying the girl.
Oh.
But we will get to that once we are there. And because you haven't seen it, I think. And it's so... People who know that it's about Gina, cycle 6, I find it always like, oh, Janice, you're so mean there. And here she's more like straight to the point. I like this. I don't like that. And you can do something about it because it's more constructive, I think.
It's very professional.
Well, constructive. She says to Shannon, you should remove some teeth. That's not
constructive.
constructive.
No, she didn't say that to Shannon.
Oh, about Shannon, yeah. But if I would hear someone saying, you have too much teeth, I would be like, yeah, okay, but that's... Yeah, I have them. It's not something you can.
Yeah, but you can work with it because you're
true.
a model. You're not a human being.
Yeah, but that's the tip also from Tyra, from with your upper lip. But I would also think like, you picked me, guys, and you've seen my teeth. It's something. I don't know if you can change your walk, but you can't change your teeth.
True.
Well, you can, but you can't remove them. But I don't know. I like Janice. I agree with you.
Yes.
I also agree on Janice when Robin is getting her critique and Robin is like, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. And Janice is like, don't call me ma'am. I find it super annoying. And then Lauren Haynes says, you can call me ma'am anytime. Yeah. So Lauren, ma'am, here we are.
Oh, yes, it's hilarious. Yeah, but I think the whole judging part, like, everything that Janice was saying, because like she was saying about Shannon with the teeth, like you have too much teeth when you're smiling. So it's a lot of teeth. So I was like, thank the Lord someone said it, because I've been seeing that for like a couple episodes, but maybe it wasn't visible during the shoot. But right now I was like, yes, thank you for someone for calling her out on that.
Because it looks a little over the top.
Too much. I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm doing the face now. You can see.
But it's also hilarious when she was talking to Robin like about the pageantry and everything. But she had something else when she was saying, I don't know. I can't remember who it was.
No, I don't know. I didn't write anything else down. She said
probably not important.
But she's okay. I like Janice here in this season. What I don't like, this is like in the first season. I think Tyra is quite chilled and not like showing off.
She doesn't say that much.
Well, she doesn't say that much, but also like in future cycles, she will be super like, oh, I did this and I did that, and it's like very awkward how you talk about yourself and how perfect you are. But she can say that without feeling awkward about it. But now she was also like, well, you can say, she said something about
with
how
the
to
words.
say passion. Like, I can say passion, sexy. I can say passion, I don't know, seductive, sweet. And I'm like, Tyra, you are showing off now how you can do it. I'm like, this is a little bit awkward.
No,
we didn't ask for it.
Did you find out? Oh,
I'm like, Tyra.
No, I didn't find out.
How?
No, I was like, because she was saying to Adrianne, like, Adrianne had to say the word passion, and she just couldn't say it in a right way. And then she was showing like how you could do it. And I was like, yes, because it wasn't like, look at me, I'm doing it. It was like, this is a way to do it. She just showed off like how to do it, and she's good at it.
Well, maybe it's because I always have a feeling with her in future cycles, in particular, it's like, oh, Tyra, this is too awkward. It's so obvious that you are like showing off now. But maybe here it wasn't, but it already made me cringe.
Well, like maybe it could also be like a difference of opinion. Like maybe you don't like it and maybe I do.
That's okay. What do you guys think? Let's ask that.
That's hilarious.
I think...
Who were your tops?
Well, Giselle.
From the judging.
From Giselle, I think her overall performance was the best in the commercial, in my opinion. I liked Elise, how she looked, but I think how she moved in the commercial was too awkward, because I said, like, oh, it's so natural, but I'm always like, no, it's more like you can tell you're not comfortable. That's how I felt about it.
But are you talking now about the shoot or the judging? Because during the judging, you saw a different part. That's what I'm asking.
I don't know how they did it, the judging. I don't remember. With the water thing, you mean?
No. But because so that's why I'm asking, because you said Giselle was really nice, but during the shoot, I was like, Giselle, you look fierce. But when I saw the commercial, I was like, oh, Giselle, you're like fine. You weren't wow. And during the judging, I also I saw Elise, and during the shoot, I was like, no, you're like fine. And during the judging, I was like, oh, Elise, you're like one of my tops.
Okay, well then maybe my top would be Cassie.
Oh yeah, I liked
her overall performance. I find it very funny when Tyra says, like, Cassie looked very good. I'm like, yeah, she looks like you.
No, but she did it herself.
Oh, I'm so anti-Tyra now. I'm not. I'm sorry, Tyra. Please forgive me.
I'll stick up for you. No
Who
worries.
was your favorite?
My favorites were Cassie and Elise. Like, when I saw their films during judging, I was like, oh my God, you like, it looked very natural. And they were saying during the judging, like with Elise, like, you have kind of a quirky thing and it becomes a gimmick, but to me, it wasn't a gimmick, or even if it was a gimmick, to me, it worked. So I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
And to me, the ones that weren't very good were, I didn't like Ebony and I didn't like Shannon.
I had exactly the same bottom two, Ebony and Shannon. But to be fair, Ebony looked very good on the still part of it. Yes. I think she is super model-esque. I don't know. But when she moved, it's a little bit, it's just maybe too rough around the edges or something.
Yeah, I think it's also, she's very hard on herself. Yeah. So it doesn't look flawless when she moves, because she's probably thinking about it, how she's like projecting how it should be or how she wants it to be, and that's kind of probably holding her back or something. I don't know.
Who would you have sent home, Shannon or Ebony, if you would have been in the judging room?
Ebony. I think she did a little bit worse than Shannon.
I think so too. And also when you consider that Shannon is still 18, Ebony is like 24. If I would be like a casting director, I would be like, with her you can work, with Shannon you can work more. Yeah. She can learn more, I think. And Ebony is already like she knows who she is, and she's very comfortable with that. So that's okay. But I don't think she needs to grow that much anymore because she's already there.
No, I agree. Yeah.
And then from now on, I think every week now I agreed with the judges who to send home. But it's also only 10 girls.
This is not the two girls that were the worst ones.
No. But I mean, like, they sent Ebony home, and I'm again like, I think I would have done the same. In future cycles, I'm like, what? You're sending this girl home over that girl? I agreed with all the 4 of them until now, actually.
I agree with it,
I like the top 6.
Well, no, I didn't. There was one episode, you have to listen back, but there was one episode I didn't agree with it, I think, but I can't remember which one it was.
Nicole, last week?
No, because I did agree. Who was...
Well, you for sure agreed with Katie. That was the week before that. And you also agreed with Tessa.
I can't. There was some. Well, listen back to it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe not. We'll see.
We'll see.
But
I will listen back.
So they sent Ebony home, which we agree on.
We agree on it.
But it was really funny because when she had the confessional, she also said like, "Yeah, it hurt me that Tyra's." What did Tyra say again?
Well, one thing before I say that. This is for the people who listen to the episode. You can tell Tyra is talking in the bottom two to Shannon, and you can hear that Tyra is saying that. Then she goes over to Ebony, and suddenly her voice changes a lot. It's super obvious that Tyra is talking like with a later voiceover. So maybe Tyra said something else to Ebony in real life, and that she dubbed her voice over because maybe it was too harsh or too painful or too, I don't know. So I don't remember what she said, because I was only thinking like, it's such an obvious voiceover. Who is in the production team of this? But it's also like in cycle 16, it's still like this. I'm like, no one has the budget now to change the voice so that at least looks like she is saying it live.
I don't know. No, but they do it in the movies well. But honey,
but there you don't hear it.
It's Giselle and Ebony who were the bottom 2.
Oh, what did I say?
I don't know. You said.
Shannon. I think Shannon. I wrote that because
that was also a thing. I was very surprised that Giselle was in the bottom 2.
Me too. Also with her insecurity again.
Well, to be fair, she started crying over there. So then I was like, I kind of get your point.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But but what I find kind of, I wouldn't wouldn't want to say sad, that Ebony was like saying, yeah, Tyra told me that
I looked angry.
Yeah, I looked angry, and that I wasn't very happy to be here, and that she was actually very happy to be here. But I think that's the thing with Ebony, is that she doesn't realize that the way she sometimes comes across. And I think during the whole thing that you saw her, even during this episode when she had the thing with Giselle, that she doesn't realize that it's very intense, and that people misread her intentions.
Yeah.
Like, maybe she doesn't mean it that way, but that's the way it comes across.
It's just when she gets a little bit angry or whatever, she gets passionate and like a waterfall, like blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah.
Yeah. And it's not open to criticism anymore.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. But I will miss her. I
yeah.
liked her.
Yeah,
And I
she
find it
was
very
nice.
funny. She called backstage with her Nokia. Very like, hey, can you pick me up? I think after that, when she hung up, she's going to start playing Snakes.
Yeah.
Snake 2, where you can walk through the wall. Very early 2000s. Love it. Okay, 6 girls down.
We're getting to the end.
We're getting to, oh my God, almost halfway through already. Let us know. Last week we posted on our Instagram, Pahs but Make It Fashion. We asked you a question: what is your favorite cycle? Well, a lot of people already told us and everyone else who reads that what their favorite cycle is. On top now is with that cycle 6. I have to agree on that. What's your favorite cycle, Dennis?
Well, I don't think I've watched it that far. So to me, the only one that's really my favorite, because it's only the one I can remember, is the one with Eva. I think it's cycle 3.
That's cycle 3, Eva the Diva. Because this is like quite fun. I'm like the nerdy type who watched everything. Dennis didn't. So it's like 2 different kind of people watching it. I watch everything for the millionth time. You are most of them for the first or second time. But a fun fact about cycle 6, which is my favorite cycle as well. I messaged my all-time favorite model, and that's Leslie from cycle 6. Well, her official name is Alejandra, but her second name is Leslie, and that's how she's called in the judging. And she sent me a voice message back. Like, oh my God, for sure I will listen to your podcast. Can't wait until when you will get to cycle 6 and talk about the drama. I asked her, Leslie, can I brag about this in the podcast? Well, hereby, I am bragging about it. Leslie, thank you for your message. You made my day, week, year, life. You made it all. But that's it. Okay, sorry. Very bragging. Let us know what your favorite cycle from America's Next Top Model is. Look us up on Instagram, Pahs but Make It Fashion. You can listen to this podcast everywhere, like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Google Podcasts, like all the platforms, Deezer. We are getting there, baby. We are getting bigger, bigger, and bigger. And for now, only one more thing. See you
next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.